What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mark back here again with another reading. Didn't expect to say it like that, but here we are. But it's nice to see y'all. I'm very excited for today. I have no idea what's gonna come out, what we're gonna be talking about, and be patient with this mic, yo. I'll be forgetting. So that being said, if you're new here, we're gonna get started with our shadow work card deck, and that comes with two deck of cards. Has the first part, which is identify, and the second part is integrate. So for today, we're going to pull an identify card just to get a general idea of what we're going to be working with today or what the reading is going to pertain to. And then we're going to go into the Infinite Door, a lovely tarot deck by Pamela Love. And yeah, I love it so much. Yeah. Um, and then, yeah, after that, we're going to close out with the integrate card from the Shadow Work card deck. And yeah, that's just gonna let us. Um, it might be an affirmation, it might be another question, or just some energy to close out the reading, and some takeaways and moving forward. Because we're gonna dive into a little bit of these shadows, and it's important that we actually integrate. We don't just expose the shadows and I don't just leave you with them, but I actually. How do we move forward, and how do we bring these energies back in and allow them to work for us and be a part of where we're going. And before I get started, the energy feels interesting. Like it feels a little hesitant. It feels a little careful. It feels a little overthinky, a little scattered, a little second guessing, questioning, like those type of energies. Um, and that feels significant because I just recorded a video, a journal with me video for my Patreon community, and the energy felt very different. There was so much flow and so much charge and excitement. So the contrast in how the energy feels right now is loud, and I notice it because of just how different I was feeling like literally 30 seconds before this. And the only thing that changed is the container and the energy. So I know that it has to do with this reading, has to do with you sitting here. Um, and if it's not you, hey, this is a collective reading. It may be someone else, but yeah, it's definitely important. So I'm definitely interested to see what comes out. So that being said, let's start with our identify card and let's see if we can put a name on this energy. Ooh, I feel real tingly. Also, it's slow down. So you might feel anxious. If you're feeling anxious, relax, breathe. Come on, take one with me. Inhale through your nose, all the way down to your belly. Hold. And slow exhale, slow as you can. So inhale. Exhale. Thank you. Thank y'all for that. Yeah. Slow down as much as you can in everything you do. If you eat fast and you notice yourself eating fast, slow down. Really be present with the chewing, with every bite, with the flavors present. And you'll notice that the food will also taste better. You'll notice different hints of things. You'll notice the different flavors and the different things that are going on in the meal as you slow down and you're intentional with every bite, every rotation. If you sit with it and literally pay attention and notice everything you're tasting, it'll definitely taste better. And that's one example. Do the same thing with brushing your teeth. cleaning your room, writing, talking, like literally anything you're doing. If you notice yourself doing it fast, slow down and notice and pay attention and inject awareness into everything you're doing and consciousness. You'll notice it better. You'll feel better doing anything, literally anything. For someone I heard, I hope there's no kids here, but sex, like sex, like slow down with sex and notice the sensations, notice your partner's body, notice what it feels like, notice the sensations and what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and hey, don't even judge, just feel, and you'll notice it'll be better. And especially for my males out there, if you're someone who premature ejaculation or you finish quickly, slowing down and really being present will allow yourself to be present, to be there, and allow yourself to last longer and all that. Yeah, I don't know. That's not something I typically talk about in this space, so I know that was significant for somebody. Card that came out is, do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Why? And on the bottom, how does your shadow self influence your communication style? And for this one, I'm getting like the image of like someone who doesn't communicate openly because they're not trusting. Like in this case, the shadow self is one of like doubt and questioning others and questioning the motives of others. So you may not say everything that's on your mind. You might keep a lot of things close to the vest because your secrets are survival. If you let somebody know too much, they'll be able to use it against you, type energy. So it's like they might be like, what's wrong? And you might hesitate to tell them what's wrong because they might just use it against you. Your fears, your worries, you tell them that like you're stressing about this or you worry about that. You might fear that, okay, in a fight they'll use it against you, or now that they know, okay, this is something they're afraid of, I'll be able to hang it over their head to get them to do things for me or whatever, because now I know they're afraid of not having enough money or being afraid of not being able to afford certain things. It's like, okay, I'm someone with money now. It's like, okay, they're afraid not having enough. Now I could dangle some money over there. Like, oh, if you do this, I'll give you some money. Or like, oh, you're afraid of your rent, right? You want your rent paid, right? So hey, if you do me this favor, I'll pay your rent. So it might be you might be afraid to let people know, like when they ask what's wrong, and the honest answer might just be like, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna pay rent this month, or like money's been a little inconsistent with my business, so I might need a little help. But you're afraid, you're hesitant to open up because you don't want them to use your insecurities against you. So you just say, nothing, I'm fine. So you just continue to carry that burden when it's like letting someone in might lighten that load for you. So that's what I'm getting with this identify card. And do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Feels more just straight up. It feels more like that's it. Like that's the question. Do you prefer change or do you avoid it? And it feels like that answering that is going to be very eye opening for some, um, especially the why part, because you can always identify things, but the why is the real crux of the situation. And why is a very powerful question. It's my favorite question. And it's funny because as a kid, you know, they don't want you to ask why too much, especially when someone tells you what to do and you say why. It's like, especially in Caribbean households, why can be seen as disrespectful. You're just supposed to move. Like they tell you to do this, just do it, and that's it. But why is very important. Why allows you to connect to the energy behind the request. It allows you to connect to the energy behind why people are doing something. Because I could go punch a hole in the wall and you just see a hole in the wall. But if you don't ask me why, you won't truly understand what you're seeing. Like you might be able to join to your own conclusion, but oh, like he's just an angry person. He has anger management issues. But it's like if you ask me why did I punch a hole in the wall? You could get to something much more deeper. The why could have been like I was having a tough day. I was thinking about, you know, uh, my aunt who passed away 10 years ago and I was just so overcome with emotion that I punched a hole in the wall. So it's like for you, yeah, that might still be anger management, but the bigger thing there is that I'm dealing with the loss of a family member that still feels very, very charged and very present and is very much a part of who I am. So in that, you might have lost a relative as well. And that's a place where we can connect and become closer and experience closeness and support and all that and unity that's so beautiful in the human experience. But without you asking why, if you just take the hole in the wall as just a hole in the wall and, oh yeah, he has anger management issues, we miss out on a beautiful opportunity to truly be human and to truly be one and to be there for one another. And I feel like that's a very important thing. And in asking why and really trying to get to the root and the energy behind the what, because what only is only surface level. Why gets you beneath the what and really allows you to meet someone where they're at. So it allows you to meet yourself where you're at. Do you prefer change or do you avoid it? You might come to a conclusion, I avoid change. But if you stop there, that doesn't really help you meet yourself any deeper than surface. Like that's good to know. Like, oh, wow, I typically avoid it. But why do you avoid it? And asking yourself, like, why do I avoid change? And following that thread back will get you somewhere. And you'll learn that much more about yourself. And you'll become that much more of yourself as you're able to see yourself and become conscious and aware of who you are and why you are who you are. So that's very important. And that being said, I'm going to keep those in mind as we go into tarot. So, Infinite Door. That's wild because you got the Tower on the bottom, but as I was opening it, I pulled open the guidebook a little bit, and the page that I saw before it closed back was the Tower. And I saw that first. I saw the Tower in the guidebook. Like, I have the guidebook. So it's like different stuff here. And it's like I kind of hey y'all. I got cut off for some reason, but it cut off at 12:05. So your birthday might be December 5th. You might be a life path number 5 or life path number 12. Yeah, those are the only things that come into mind as far as relates to those numbers. But yeah, like, so I opened the guidebook by accident trying to get the cards out, and it opened up to the page of the Tower, and then it closed, and then at that point I saw the card on the bottom was also the Tower. So, and that's card number 16. So that's 16, 1, 6. Comes together to be a 7. So big God energy, also lucky energy, jackpot energy, those type of vibes. And the Tower feels significant, especially at the bottom with the confirmation from the guidebook. It feels like we're at a time right now um, where things are being broken down, structures are being knocked down, and the things you know or have accepted to be your truth and your reality are being shaken up right now. And if it's not your entire reality, it might just be something in your experience. It might be a relationship, a dynamic, um, how you see yourself, anything. And I feel like that goes really hand in hand with, do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Because the Tower is big on change. It's yeah, the very things you find comfort in and solace being shaken up a lot of the time. So right now, it seems like you're in a Tower moment. And do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Um, Understanding that and then getting to why of that will help you in the space you're in right now as you're experiencing change, big change at that. Like, it feels like a very big upheaval of something in your life. Like I said, whether it be within yourself, your dynamics, your relationships, or whether it be your entire life is being turned on its head. But it's like, do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Why? That's going to help you navigate this Tower moment in this Tower phase or time period that you're in right now. So definitely spend some time thinking about that and becoming aware and conscious of your relationship to change. Slow down. Each time I slow down, I feel the energy. I feel the energy growing and being charged. And look, I stopped to say that and then look on the bottom. Ace of Pentacles. Ace cards. We love ace cards. Temperance. Balance is being restored. Um, Moderation is very important too. And knowing when, how much energy. Because I know temperance is, readers like to read it as just balance and um, a balance between, spirit and physical, your emotional world and your physical world. But temperance is also moderation, balance through knowing how much to give, how much to take on, and maintain balance through moderation. Not giving more than you have, not taking more than you need is very important. And Ace of Pentacles, presenting yourself right when I was talking about slowing down, it feels very important. It's like someone may have been chasing their abundance or trying to force their wins and force their riches, and it's like chasing their tail in that, trying to find ways to, like, how can I get rich? How can I get rich? How can I make more money? How can I do all these things? How can I make my life look like what I see? And it's like, you see it because it's for you. It's a part of you. You're not separate from the very things that you see for yourself. So in trying to force them to happen or figure out how to make them happen, it's you chasing your tail. And if you've ever seen a dog chase their tail, they'll never reach it. But if they slow down enough to just sit and look over, their tail's readily available and they might be able to get it. And it's like, as long as you're running and chasing it, your tail's going to be chasing you as well. And it's like your money and your abundance, all that's chasing you, trying to get to you, and you're chasing it, and you guys are never meeting because it's like you're feeling the need to chase. But if you sit still and you do what you feel called to do and show up as yourself and in that calm space and way of existing, your abundance can come right in because it's already coming up. It's chasing you. You're attracting it in every turn. And it's like understanding how to show up and allowing yourself to show up in that moderation and show up balanced and show up as yourself and empowered to show up as yourself. Boom, you get everything you're looking for. And on the bottom, we got Five of Swords in reverse. And this just feels like I'm here and put the swords down, slow down, or be still right now, and realize that you are the abundance. Because look, there's no figures on this card. There's just a pomegranate. And pomegranate is a big embodiment of abundance because look at all those seeds. It's also vulnerable because, all the seeds are on the outside or spilling out. It's like allowing yourself to be still, realizing that you are the abundance that you seek. And you don't have to figure it out from a super brainy standpoint. You can act as if, show up as yourself, because you are this King of Pentacles. And look, his headdress is made of grapes, which is also big on abundance. So much abundance, look, it's spilling onto the floor. And it's like, as you show up as yourself and realize that all these things are simply a product of you, you realize that you are that king. And it's like you don't just have one. This isn't just an opportunity for one pentacle. You realize you are the king of pentacles. You're you're the keeper of all the pentacles, And under that, ten of pentacles. Not 10 of pentacles, but 10 of cups. It's like this is that celebration moment where everything comes together. And I'm also hearing divine union. This may be relating to love in the physical, trying to figure out how to attract your perfect partner, or being on all the dating apps, or showing up in every space you're in at the club on the weekend, trying to find Mrs. Right, trying to find Mr. Right. And it's like in that you're chasing your tail again. And it's like realizing that if you are an embodiment of love, love has no choice but to find you. And this is the realization that you are everything you've been looking for. And these cups at the top feel like all those past things that you tried and trying to get to the things that are for you, the things that are naturally here for you, so naturally that you don't have to force at all. And under that, we got the Emperor in reverse. All these cards on the bottom feel so significant. You got Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And with the Emperor in reverse, it feels like turning everything on its head and realizing that it's all you, man. And there's nothing you have to chase. And that the Emperor is the king of all kings. The Emperor embodies all the kings in the tarot. So it's realizing that you are the point in which all these things are from. So you don't have to chase anything. You just have to embody, show up as yourself, and allow everything to come in as it needs to. And with Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like, right side up, it feels like they caught the grapes. Like the grapes are coming down from, maybe spirit from higher realms. But in reverse, it looks like, you're smacking them down. Like you're taking control of your abundance. You're taking control of your your riches, your wealth, your resources, and everything. And it's like you're putting it down on the table now. It's like I'm ready for this, so I'm gonna have them now. And it's like that change from waiting to receive to giving to yourself, and not even just yourself, but to others. And it feels like realizing that you are empowered, and all these things are a result of you, allows for that change. And we were just talking about, do you prefer change or do you avoid it? And all these things coming in reverse, and just the energy and the stories that's being told right now, it feels like right now you're in the space of the towers coming down, of you feeling like you're at the mercy of your environment, you're at the mercy of the world, you're at the mercy of God, the universe, and that you're waiting and asking for all these things, but realizing that you're just as much God. You're literally an embodiment of God. You are made in the image of God. You are an embodiment of the universe. So you have it in yourself to create a lot of these things for yourself, to bring into actualization a lot of these things that you've been waiting on. And right now, the tower's coming down. You're realizing what's left behind is you, and that you realize that you're empowered in making a lot of these things happen. And then, boom, got Nine of Pentacles. In that moment of surrender and stillness, you realize that all you ever had to do was surrender and realize exactly who you are. And you see how his head is smoke, and it's coming from off the page, off the card. That feels like oneness. That feels like realizing that you're an embodiment of the air. You're an embodiment of heaven. You're an embodiment of the clouds of the universe. And it's sitting in that power and stillness and surrender. Boom, your flying fish moment presents itself. That abundance presents itself. That magic and everything that you've been chasing and trying to um, allow to come in from outside of you, you realize that all you had to do was be yourself and realize that you are an embodiment of the very things you've been asking for help. And then boom, the star. And then look how they're bathing in the stars. That's that oneness energy again. Like they're in space, they're in the galaxy setting, but look, they're being bathed in it like water. And it's realizing that it's all one. At its root, it's all from the same source. And this card is card 17, so that might be significant as well. And the last major card we were talking about was 16, so progressive energy. And yeah, it feels like at what's calling for you to realize right now is that you are everything you've been looking for. Everything you've been waiting to come save you and help you, you are. And you are made of those very same energies. You are made of literal stardust. And if you not chase, but if you follow everything back to its root, it all comes back to source. It all goes back to light. So the very things that you're afraid of, you're made of the very things that they're made of, the very things that you're asking for help. You're made of those very things as well. So realizing that it's all within you and that it's all you, just in different frequency and different state of existence, is very empowering. So realize that you have all the power that you need, and you are exactly who you need to be to have everything that you need to have. And on the split, Queen of Pentacles, we were just having the King of Pentacles. And it feels like that coming together of that masculine energy and that divine feminine energy. And on the other side of the split, and it's funny because I was going to wrap this up. And then look, after this card, I see the Tower, back to where we started. So that tells me that we've done the full circle. We've come full circle in this reading. So I allow this to be the last card. And this was also one of the first cards I saw. And the second card I saw in the guidebook as well after I saw the Tower. And after I saw the Tower in the guidebook, I saw Three of Swords in the guidebook. But then when I saw the Tower, the actual Tower card, next to it was also Three of Swords. So it's a full circle moment completely. Because now I'm seeing the Three of Swords again and the Tower again. So Three of Swords feels like, and it's interesting because in most decks, this kind of, at least in my other deck, it's like a stormy depiction. Like it's a heart with swords through it, but in the sky there's like lightning and it feels like a dark energy. And there's rain and stuff, but in this card, there's rain still, if you can see. And there's still the three swords going through it, but look, there's flowers being grown here. It's a beautiful transformation. It's a beautiful process. It's like allow this to be beautiful. Like yes, Things might feel heavy right now. Yes, you might feel like the very things that you love are being torn from you or changing or dying even. But it's like in this is a beautiful rebirth, and you're growing beautiful flowers from this pain, from this process of allowing these things to change and fall away and to yeah, change. I just keep hearing change, change. And that just reminds me of the shadow card, the identify card. Change is very important in this reading. And it's like the rain is still there, but realizing that the flowers need rain. Without rain, there are no flowers. The very things that you find so beautiful cannot grow, you know? So it's like allow this process to be beautiful. It might hurt, but it doesn't have to be this big scary thing, you know? It's only as scary as you allow it to be. You can have hindsight now and know that, okay, this rain leads to flowers. This rain leads to water that the animals need to grow, that the flowers need to grow and be beautiful. And everything that I love needs the rain, needs water. And the planet needs rain in order to for the ecosystems to work in the way they need to. So allow your rain and allow these processes and these changes and these tower moments in your life to be the rain that leads to the flowers. And you are a flower yourself. So you need rain too. That being said, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share, do all the things. And I appreciate it. It means a lot for me and it means a lot to my channel. And it also sends out an energetic confirmation to yourself and to the universe as these messages, especially if you're here to this point, that means there's resonance. And it sends out a confirmation, like a acknowledgement, like, yes, this is for me. Yes, I accept this message and all that. And allows your subconscious to understand, like, okay, there's resonance here, and store it within you and allow it to project into your experience, and it'll stay with you more. So definitely don't be shy to exchange the energy with these readings, any other readings you see, and especially the ones that resonate. You want to send that message like, yes, heard, accepted, and integrated through your engagement. So I'm going to pull an integrate card, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Slow down. And each time I do, I feel so tingly. I feel a wave of energy. So I know that's significant for someone as well. What could be the potential gifts of your shadow traits? And for the first thing I heard was talking too much, like oversharing, because that could be a shadow trait. Because oversharing and over-explaining, because that could come from a place of feeling like you've always been misunderstood, so you find yourself overly explaining and oversharing, just so you'll feel better and you'll feel like people can understand you clearly. But it's like, what are the potential gifts of your those shadow traits? For that specifically, a potential gift could be you could be a good communicator, and you could also be good at being transparent. Things like this, like showing up here, takes a level of transparency from myself and from other people who do things like this. Like, imagine if I was hesitant to share, or like I was afraid to be transparent. It'd be hard to do readings. It'd be hard to talk to you all and to allow you to see me. And through allowing you to see me, you're able to see yourself. You're able to resonate with the message or not resonate with it, and realize, okay, that's me, but okay, that's also who I'm not. And then now you can go and find spaces that are more you. But if I was hesitant or showing up lesser than myself, it'd be doing myself a disservice, and it'd also be doing you a disservice. So like like I said, if oversharing is a shadow trait, a potential gift of that is that you're able to show up like this. You're able to allow more of yourself to be seen and be more transparent. And that's a gift because it allows you to attract in things that are more in alignment to you as you're being more of yourself, as you're allowing more of yourself to be seen. People who resonate with you can see you and can show up, and you'll be able to make friends that resonate with you that are more you. You're able to have a following that's more you, and people who need exactly what you offer are able to recognize what you offer because you share it so openly. So that's just one example of a potential gift of a shadow trait. And you can find gifts in any shadow trait you can think of, whether it be um, lying. Like, if lying is a shadow trait of yours, Storytelling might be a gift. You have a gift for creation, because lying is creating. It's making something that doesn't necessarily exist out in the physical. You know, if you're able to tell good lies and people believe everything you say, even though it's not true, hey, go write a story. Go create, use those powers for good, because that's a gift. Not everybody's good at lying. There's people who are terrible at creating things and they only tell the truth because they're not good at lying. So it's like, use that energy and that gift, because it is a gift. Whether you use it in its shadow form or in its light form, it's the same energy. And energy can be used for good, it can be used for evil, but it's all just energy. So on the bottom, it says, what emotional barriers do you use to prevent people from getting close to you? And I feel like that ties into exactly what I was saying earlier, as far as just how does your shadow self influence your communication style? When I was saying, like, oh, you may you may not be as open, because you might be afraid that someone's going to use it against you. It's like, okay, that's an emotional barrier you use to prevent people from getting close to you, not being open, or not allowing yourself to be seen as sensitive or seen sad or needing help or support. All that are emotional barriers that you would be using to prevent people from getting close to you in those situations. So I feel like there's a lot of full circle energy here. Like, even with tarot, how everything came full circle, how with the shadow work card deck, those came full circle. And I feel like there's a lot of conclusive energy here as well. And it feels like you're in a space right now where things are being changed. But understand that as these things are crumbling, that's a full circle moment. That the very things you've been looking to create and chasing and trying to force are on the other side of these towers coming down. And not because you chased them, but because you allowed change to happen and you didn't fight them, and you surrendered to the becoming of you and to the reality of who you are and who you're becoming through that surrender and through just showing up as yourself and showing up authentically. So you're doing a great job. I definitely feel called to tell you that. I definitely feel called to tell you I love you. And it's funny because the energy, I got my knee all in the camera, and hey, transparency, allowing myself to be seen, very important. Um, and it's funny because in the beginning, like, I remember how hesitant the energy was. And I told you there was the energy of overthinking, energy of um, distrust, and energy of trying to control. And now it feels like there's pure flow. It came full circle, and it feels like now things are able to flow as they need to. And that feels very significant. And I feel like that's an indicator that a shift has been made. You've recognized yourself in this reading, and you've surrendered to yourself and realized, that a lot of these things that are changing are not because something's wrong. There's nothing that you need to control or hold on to or fix because things are falling away. It's, you just need to allow these things to fall away. Need to allow these processes to unfold, and through that surrender and through allowing that flow, you'll things will come full circle, and you'll come out the other side more yourself. And a lot of the things you've been chasing and trying to create and actualize will naturally actualize because they're for you, and that's why you see them. So happy living, and continue to create your life consciously, because life is your biggest creation. Every decision you make is a brushstroke on your canvas. What you ate today leads to how you feel later. How you feel later leads to what you decide to do in the evening. What you do in the evening decides what your tomorrow looks like. What your tomorrow looks like determines who you come across, and who you come across determines who you invite into your life. Who you invite into your life determines who becomes your significant people in your life, who your significant other becomes, who your significant other is, determines what your children are like. What your children are like determines and it goes and goes and goes and goes. And it all started with what you ate today. It's like every decision you make is a creative brushstroke on your canvas. So, and I don't say that to create pressure in your decision making, because that's not what you need, because there's no wrong decisions. Every decision you make will lead to an outcome, and you can continue to adjust and refine your decision making and show up more as yourself. But yeah, just be intentional where you can, and be aware, conscious more than anything, that every decision you're making is creating your story in the present moment. So happy creating, enjoy the processes, and I love you. This was an amazing reading. And if you made to this point, I'm so grateful for you, and I love you so much. And thank you. Pat yourself on the back for sitting in this energy, navigating it, and allowing it to have space in your journey and allowing me to have space in your journey, because I feel like I do very divine work. And when allowed, I feel like all these readings and all these talks and all these engagements and interactions and my offerings that I offer have the ability to really change someone's life, and not just change it through me changing it, but allowing them to, you and other people, to see themselves through the offerings, and allows them to change their own lives by offering perspective, offering love, authenticity, and all these things that you can take into your experience and take into your own reality, and plant those seeds where you may, and allow them to become the trees and the magic in your life that you deserve, honestly. So if you made this far, thank you. Thank you so much, and continue to show up, because I'm going to continue to do this work, and we'll continue to navigate this magic in these spaces, and allow these things to become beautiful, and allow the rain to become flowers. It's very much my purpose. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk your all, because I could talk about this stuff all day. But it's your boy Mark. I love you so much. If you're new here, I hope you stick around, because there's so much more in store. And if you do resonate with this, head on over to the Patreon, man. Patreon.com/5D just too easy. And that's the Amani family. And like I said, on there, I don't know if I said on here, but I offer, we have paid subscription tier, the rock tier. Um, but if you go subscribe to it, you get a free 7-day trial. So for 7 days, you get access to everything, all the exclusives on there that have been there from the very beginning, and you can sit with all of it. And hey, if you want to, you can take advantage of everything that's there. And then by the 7th day, you cancel it and don't pay for anything, and and that'll be enough to evolve very far, and or at least get enough momentum going to where you can continue your own practice. See what works for you, what doesn't, and you can lead from there. But I also feel like if you sit through there, you'll see the value that I bring, the value that the space brings and the community brings, and you'll stick around. But even if you don't, there's no pressure. Just allow it to be a thank you from me to you. And yeah, allow it to be beautiful. And hey, just remember and stick around here. And maybe one day you'll be ready to give it another try, or maybe there'll be another free trial, or I'll give out free offerings for months, or whatever it may be. And if it aligns, then you come on back. But yeah, just definitely head over. If you resonate with this, you'll definitely resonate with the community. And that's a space that I like to be intimate. I definitely want to grow, because I know as more people show up there, and as we do more work there, I'll be able to show up more there and do more divine work. And yeah, I just continue to pour it back into it, as you all pour your support here and there, I just pour right back in. So I love you all so much. If anybody needs a personal reading, there's a link in my bio. And if the link in my bio is different than the Linktree link, the link is linktr.ee/KK not again. And within like the first 2-3 links, it's gonna say book a personal reading. And then you could book a personal reading, and we could get to the nitty gritty. And it's more than a personal reading. For me, it's like spiritual consultation. It's like spiritual talking, like anything you're concerned about. Because the cards bring stuff up, but we can talk, and perspective that you need, or if you just curious, have questions, whatever. It's mainly you're just booking the one-on-one time with me, and wherever we go is where we go. So I love you all, and all that to say, just stick around and take advantage of the many things that I offer, because I am here to serve. So I love you. My name is Mark again, and I'll see you around. Love. Hey, share this with somebody, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because all this can serve somebody. And yeah, let it. So have a great day on purpose, because it's your world, and you always have a choice. See you around. Hey.